Hello and welcome to today's episode of Filling the Gap, your one-stop shop for Pacers Gap Year coverage. I'm your host, Andrew Schreiner, and today we are breaking down the Pacers' bad loss to Brooklyn, as well as a few roster moves made before and after. So prior to the game, the Pacers signed Cody Martin. He's a player who now has 260 games of NBA experience. They signed him to a 10-day contract using a hardship exception, their second already in the year. Two players now, Cam Robinson and Earl being the other, on 10-day contracts with this hardship exception from the NBA due to their injury situation. I think it's a good move just to bring in bodies. He did play against Brooklyn, put into a tough situation. He arrived that morning, had no practice time, and was on the court that night. And so in that game, the Pacers started slow, despite the Nets losing their leading scorer, Cam Thomas, early. But they did then explode for 41 points in the second quarter. Things were looking good, like they would take care of one of the, if not the worst teams in the NBA. But the Pacers crumbled in the second half and ultimately lost 112 to 103, falling to 1-7. They were Brooklyn's first win. That was Brooklyn's first win of the season. It is possible that the game hinged on Rick Carlisle's ejection early in the third quarter. But I think that we really just continue to see the problem caused by the injuries in the backcourt, especially. They scored 41 in the second quarter, as I mentioned, but they were held to only 44 in the second half. And that's really a trend we've seen throughout the season so far. That at moments they still look good, right? They have talent, they have players who can score, but they don't have enough. And they go through these long lulls where the offense is difficult to watch, the balls are not moving. And it is understandable, but ultimately they have to find a way to manage in the situation that they're in and try to find a way to beat bad teams missing their leading scorer like they had against Brooklyn. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about the game. It's been a little while. My apologies for this episode coming out a little late. And it also just wasn't a fun game to talk about. So I'll just say Ben Sheppard had his best scoring night of the season. He had 18 points. Jay Huff also had his best scoring night, 16 points. He was 4 of 9 from 3, getting up a lot of attempts, and finally making a number of them. And he had his first backwards dunk. That was teased that he loves the reverse slam. I heard that from several outlets over the off season, and we finally got to see one. It was nice. It was fun. And then Jeremiah Robinson Earl, the other hardship contract player, contributed 15 rebounds in 23 minutes, I believe. So impressive hustle and crashing of the glass from him. So we will move on, just as the Pacers have since the game. The Pacers have they've made some roster moves. They waived Mac McClung and signed Monte Morris in his place. Mac McClung, he came in to a tough spot. He played a couple solid games, but I don't think was ever really expected to be, a long-term contributor. But I am a little surprised how quickly they moved on from him. I'm not surprised, though, that they bring in Monte Morris. He's an 8-year veteran point guard who will provide some stability at the position now that they are down so many of their point guards. They actually tried to sign him in September before the DeLon Wright and Cam Payne experiments in preseason, but he failed. Monte Morris failed his physical with a calf injury, and so it seems that now a month or so has gone by, and hopefully he's recovered fully and now is ready to contribute to the Pacers as they had hoped he would prior to the season starting. So it's good to see him. We'll see his first action, presumably, as the Pacers head out on a difficult Western road trip. They start with a weekend back-to-back against Denver and Golden State. Nuggets first, and they currently sit at 5-2. They will be on the second night of a back-to-back after playing Golden State on Friday. So it's a little funny. The Pacers' next two opponents play each other. So if you're looking for something to watch Friday night, that would be the one to tune into. So it's possible the Pacers find a way to steal one if the Nuggets are tired coming off of that game, but it is going to be a tough trip for the Pacers, but they need to find a way to steal 1 or 2 on this road trip. You really would like a split or more, of course, but that feels greedy given their injury situation. If you lose all 4 here and you come back from the road trip at 1-11, suddenly the conversation around this team starts to deteriorate, I think. And I think you may already be seeing a little bit of that. Siakam has talked about sort of the burden of having to take a bigger role, of having to be more of a leader. And he said, he used the phrase dark thoughts when talking about the injury situation after the game against Milwaukee. And so the Pacers need a little bit of hope with some wins, hopefully, on this road trip. So thank you for watching today's episode. I will be back breaking down the Pacers matchup with Denver on a more timely schedule. So be sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you then.